Well, welcome everybody. This is your boy Recap, and we're back with our week 3 power ranking for the NFL. Now, last week we had a lot of fun doing it. This is my first time actually doing a power rankings, and I said, well, why not? Let's do it again. Let's do it again. You know what I'm saying? This is fun. So I think the confusion with last time was that it wasn't as organized. I think people were having some tough times like figuring out who was the #1 team based on how I had organized. So what we got today is a little bit more organization. I'm going to have it broken down, like as you can see, 32, 31, 30, 29, 20, in each in their own separate bracket. That way it'll be a little bit easier to read for people that are like coming in watching the VOD. They'd be like, okay, it makes more sense, because I can see how last week's edition, if you're just looking at it, you're like, well, what's his #1 team? Because someone commented in the comment section was like, well, how do you not have the 49ers as your #1 team? I'm like, but I do. Like the 49ers are my #1 team. So I think it was just based on how it looked. It didn't look as fluid. So that's why we're gonna, you know, have it a little bit more organized. All right. So let's have a little fun. Week 2 is in the books. Every team has played. No bye weeks this week. And so let me just run down for everybody how I had my order. So last week we had the 49ers as my #1 team. We had the Dolphins at #2. The Cowboys as #3. The Eagles as #4. The Lions as #5. The Ravens as #6. Kansas City Chiefs at 7, Jaguars at 8, Browns at 9, Jets 10, Chargers 11, Bills 12, Commanders 13, Rams 14, Raiders 15, Bucks 16, Packers 17, Patriots 18, 19 Titans, 20 Falcons, 21 Saints, 22 Vikings, 23 Broncos, 24 Bengals, 25 Seahawks, 26 Texans, 27 Colts, Panthers were at 28, Steelers were at 29, Bears were at 30, Cardinals were at 31, and my worst team of last week, yes, I had the New York Football Giants as this is the worst team in the league. Now, so let me give you some clarity on how I do these rankings. These rankings are purely based on what you did that week. I don't give a damn what you were projected to be. What you look like that week determines where I put you. So the reason why the Giants were my worst team last week is because, well, you got beat 40-0. So at home at that. So not only did you didn't put up any points, you let a team drop 40 on you, and you were at home. So just off the performance alone made you the worst team. Do I think the Giants are the worst team in the league? No, but you had the worst performance, so you go there. So that's how I did the ranking system. So hopefully that makes sense. And going forward. All right, let's have a little fun. All right, so last week my worst team in the league was the New York Giants. Am I going to keep it that way this week? No, because the New York Giants actually won. So if we're just going to look at the worst team in the league, I mean, based off of what I saw last week, so I'm looking at the teams that lost, and I'm looking at the teams that I already had at the bottom of the list. So I had the Cardinals and the Bears at the bottom of my list, and both of those teams lost. The Cardinals blew a game to the Giants where they were up big, and they lost by 3 points. So reality is you lost, but you were winning to the point where you were beating a Giants team. So that factors into why I wouldn't put you last. The Bears, on the other hand, if we're looking here, the Bears lost to the Bucks, and Justin Fields was just getting absolutely destroyed. So off of that alone, my worst team in the league is going to be, as of right now, I mean, both your games you didn't look good in. I can't put you anywhere but the worst team in the league. You had the number 1 overall pick, so you know we're gonna put the Bears at number 32. All right, the Bears are gonna go at number 32. All right, number 31. Based on, again, what happened, there's a couple candidates for this 31 slot. I could put the Texans there because the Texans, I mean, you lost week 1 to the Ravens. Cool. Ravens are a good team. You lost to the Colts. And I'm not saying the Colts are a bad team, but you lost to the Colts at home. I mean, I know you're starting a rookie, CJ Stroud. So there's a couple contenders here. You could put the Texans here. I could put the Cardinals here. I'm not going to put the Cardinals here because I feel like they were at least competitive in that game against the Giants. So really, if we're just talking about contenders here, Texans, Panthers, or Cardinals will be in the slot. I think the team that had the worst performance out of that group is the Texans. I'll put the Texans at 31. Number 30. So we got Texans off the board. We got the Bears off the board. Number 30, this could definitely go to the Arizona Cardinals. They played they played the New York Giants, as I mentioned, and they were, like I said, they were winning. They were winning. You gave up 17 points in the 4th quarter. You know what I'm saying? You were down 28-7. You were up 28-7, and you just laid an egg. You just laid an egg. So reality of the fact is the Cardinals, I mean, between the Cardinals and the Panthers. The Panthers, they lost yesterday to the Saints, who are 2-0, and I don't think that the Panthers are as bad as the Cardinals are. So it's kind of tough. They both were close games technically, but the Cardinals were actually blowing their team out, and then they lost. So I'm gonna put, just based off, I'm gonna put the Panthers at 30. Even though they lost at home yesterday to a Saints team that honestly that could have went either way. I think Derek Carr is solid, but I think that could have went either way. So we're gonna go ahead and put the Panthers here. So where's the Panthers at on here? Put the Panthers at number 30. And that would mean the 29 will go to the Cardinals. And I'm only putting them here is because they were beating the brakes off the New York Giants. They were beating the brakes off the New York Giants. And so that alone gets them at least above the Panthers. See, John, what's up, baby? How you feeling today? What's goody? How you feeling today, baby? Thank you for coming in. I'm gonna say the Cardinals go in this spot because you were at least winning the game. You know what I'm saying? And you had an epic collapse. But you put up 28 points. I mean, I don't know what this Giants defense is going to look like, because you gave up 40 points to the Cowboys. You gave up 28 points to the Cardinals. So the Giants defense is not that good right now. But I'm going to put the Cardinals at number 29. All right. 28 on this list. Couple candidates that we could put here for number 28. Let's see what we got. So what do we have left here? We have the Colts, who won, the Steelers, who won, the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos played the Commanders at home, and I actually predicted them to win this game. I actually predicted them to win this game. I mean, New England, I can't put New England this far down yet. The Colts won. I had the Colts at 27 last week, and they won. So I can't put the Colts there, even though they beat a Texans team who isn't that good. So reality is the Denver Broncos were at 23. They lost again at home. As a matter of fact, weren't both the Broncos games at home? Who do they play in week 1? Who did the Denver Broncos play in week 1? Didn't they have 2 home games? Yeah, they did have 2 home games, and they lost both of them. They definitely did. They definitely did. I'm gonna have to put the Broncos here. The Broncos had 2 home games, they lost both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's bad. That's bad. The Denver Broncos, I mean, I had high hope for them because of Sean Payton, and maybe they turn things around. But as of right now, they don't look good. They don't look good at all. All right, 27. I'm gonna say the Colts won. The Giants were my worst team last week, so they gotta get bumped up. Even though they struggled, you get points for coming back. I'm gonna put the Colts here at 27 because you beat a Texans team that is ranked 31 on the board. So somebody had to win that game. I had the Colts 27. I had the Texans last week at 26. So reality is that win for the Colts doesn't really bump you up too much. In this case, it really doesn't bump you up at all. I'm gonna put the Colts at 27. Number 26. I had the Steelers at 29 last week because they got destroyed by the 49ers, but the 49ers were my number 1 team. You know what I'm saying? The 49ers were my number 1 team. So it's hard to say. I'm gonna put a lot of contenders here. I'm trying to think who would go number 26. We got most of the I guess I'll put the Giants here. The Giants get bumped up a couple slots. They won. They were my worst team last week. I'm gonna give this slot to the Giants because you were my worst team last week. You got spanked. You were getting spanked by the Cardinals, who I have on this list as 29. You get brownie points for coming back to win. So I give you that. So that you have to get bumped up because you at least won the game. You know what I'm saying? You at least won the game. So we're gonna put the Giants at 26 because you did win. You didn't. Your defense is still like but you won the game. All right, 25. The Steelers beat the Browns team. The Steelers beat the Browns team that, in my personal opinion, without Nick Chubb, that's gonna be tough for the rest of the season. The Bengals losses with their 0-2. The Vikings are 0-2, but the Vikings did come back. They did make that a game. The New England Patriots are a candidate for this position. Man, this is kind of tough. The Steelers were ranked 29th in my league last week. They did win. They did win at home. I didn't expect the Steelers to lose 2 games at home. They did handle business. No Nick Chubb. I'm going to say the New England Patriots lost both games at home too. They lost to the Eagles and they lost to the Dolphins. Now, with all due respect, the Eagles and the Dolphins are in my top 5. So I can't penalize the Patriots too much. You did go 0-2 both games at home, but you lost to 2 top 5 teams in my book. I'm gonna put the Steelers here. I'm gonna put the Steelers at 25. And I gotta see more of the Steelers before I can actually crown them. If I can crown them anything, I'm gonna put the Steelers at 25. You did get a nice win against the Browns. Like I said, no Nick Chubb. You know what I'm saying? Your defense looked good in that final quarter. Like you didn't give up anything in that final quarter. There's props for that. You know what I'm saying? So I've got to put the Steelers there. That's a good look for the Steelers. Okay. We got number 24. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cincinnati Bengals, I mean, they're 0-2. The Cincinnati Bengals are 0-2. Like, I don't know what to say. They didn't look good week 1 at home. They didn't look good at week 1. I mean, it's not a home game, but you didn't really leave the state of Ohio. You played in Ohio against the Ravens. Now, the Ravens are a good team. The Ravens are going to be in my top 5. So, but you're still lost at home. And Joe Burrow got hurt. So, if we're just, I mean, we're not going to project, because I don't want to do projections with rankings. I want to do based on how you played. But projecting, if there's no Joe Burrow, I don't know what's going with the Bengals. Now I had the Bengals last week at 24. I'm gonna leave them there because really I think they're still better than the teams that are below them, but they have not played good at all. 24 with the Bengals. Jamar Chase, I mean, he was barely a factor in the game. Ravens did a good job on defense. Number 23. I had the Minnesota Vikings at 22 last week. You lost to the Eagles, but you did put up a fight. So I don't know if I can. I mean, you are 0-2, but I don't know if I can bump you a spot lower because you lost to the defending NFC East champions. I don't know if I can really do that. So let's see. Patriots are 0-2. Vikings are 0-2. Patriots lost to the two top 5 teams. The Vikings lost. Who did the Vikings lose to in week 1? The Vikings lost in week 1, and they lost to the Buccaneers. And that's that. I mean, that's not a good game at home. Patriots lost to 2 top 5 teams. The Chargers lost, but I'm not going to put the Chargers here because they lost to a good Dolphins team, and they lost to who did they play this week? Chargers lost to the Titans, correct? If I'm not mistaken, they played the Titans. Yeah, they played the Titans. So I can't really say the Chargers are this far down. And that game was competitive. I'm gonna put the New England Patriots here, because you did have two home games and you didn't win any of them. And I don't know what's going on with that offense. I'm gonna put the Patriots here. Number 22, I had the Vikings last week. You lost to the defending NFC East, but you made that a game. Like, that game was looking like nothing at first, and then you made it into a game. You know what I'm saying? So something has to be said for that, right? Something has to be said for that, right? Something has to be said. So I'm not gonna bump you down, obviously. I'm gonna keep you where you're at, Minnesota. I'm gonna keep you where you're at. I think that you're better than this ranking, but you need to get some offensive line help. Offensive line is a big thing for you guys. So yeah. All right. 21 last week, I had the New Orleans Saints, and they're 2-0. They're 2-0. So call it what you want, but they're 2-0. So I can't necessarily knock them. So they're gonna go up. A contender for the number 21 slot. I'm gonna give this. The Seattle Seahawks got a good win against the Lions on the road, because the Lions were, after that win against the Chiefs, everybody was from the Lions being okay. The Lions, I mean, I still think the Lions are legit, but the Seahawks came in there and they handled business. Like, they played good defense that last quarter against the Lions. They shut them down. Geno Smith over 300 yards passing. Pete Carroll knows how to get this team to play. I was very shocked they won, but honestly, the Seahawks were 25 in my book last week. I'm gonna give the Seahawks some love here and bump them up a couple spots to 21. I'm gonna bump the Seahawks to 21. You get brownie points for beating a good team like the Lions. All right, number 20. Last week I had the Falcons at 20, and the Falcons did win against the Packers barely, but they did win. And so they should get rewarded for that, right? Technically. I'm gonna, in this spot, I'm gonna put I am going to put, and even though Green Bay lost some players, I'm actually gonna do a swerve here. I'm gonna put the Vegas Raiders here. I'm gonna put Vegas Raiders because I mean, you barely won the first game. You barely won the first game. And then you lost a bad one to the Bills. I mean, granted, it wasn't Buffalo, so that's not really, I didn't expect you to win that game. But how you lost matters as well. You're gonna put you in number 20. I think the Raiders are better than 20, but next week is gonna mean a lot. They're gonna have to really go out there and handle business next week to bump them up. All right. Number 19. So what do we got left that are contenders here? We got the Saints, the Falcons, the Titans. The Bucks are 2-0. You know what I'm saying? Do I believe in them? I mean, considering the division that they're in, I do believe in them. Because you got Bucks, Saints, Falcons, and Panthers. They are right now, I mean, it's a three-way tie in the NFC South, because you got the Saints at 2-0, you got the Falcons at 2-0, you got the Bucks at 2-0. I don't think any of these teams are legit contenders, but somebody's got to win that division, right? So, number 19, I had the Titans. They got a nice win over the Chargers. I want to put the Saints here. The Saints were 21 in my book, and you beat a Panthers team who we have as number 30. So, I mean, granted, you did go on the road and beat them, but I can't really say but so much. So I'm gonna give the Saints. I'm gonna move the Saints up a couple slots and give them number 19. That is a boost for them. Number 18. I'm only gonna give this to the Packers because they lost by 1 point. They had some injuries to some key players. You lost by 1 on the road. I had the Packers at 17 last week. You did lose, so I'm gonna have to bump you down a slot. I'm gonna put the Packers at number 18. We'll see how they do next week. All right. Number 17. I mean, based on how you played, I mean, the Chargers are 0-2, which I'm very shocked at. I'm very shocked that the Chargers are 0-2. I really am. I thought they win this game against the Titans. So because the Titans technically beat you, I've got to put the Chargers here, right? I got to put the Chargers here. They technically beat you. The Titans beat you, so I can't put the Titans here. They beat you. So the Chargers, I mean, they were 11 for my book last week. They're dropping tremendously because the team that beat you was below you at first, but they beat you. So the Chargers, yeah, you got to go. All right. Number 16. This is between Bucks, Titans, and Falcons, or Rams. Now, the Rams did lose 30-23, but it was a close game to the 49ers, the best team in the league. But you did lose, and for that, I'm gonna have to put the Rams here. I'm gonna have to put the Rams here. It's between the Rams or the Falcons. I'm going to put the team that lost in this spot. The only team that lost in this group is the Rams that I'm mentioning. I'm gonna give it to the Rams. Like I said, the 49ers is the best team, and you within one touchdown, the best team. So realistically, that shouldn't drop you too far, but you lost, and you were at home. There's nothing wrong with this pick though, because I think the Rams are going to be about middle of the pack anyway. So 16 is about fair. Okay. Number 15. Number 15. We're going to say I'm going to put this spot for the Tennessee Titans because you are 1-1. You did beat a Chargers team that was at least expected to do something. I'm gonna put the Tennessee Titans right here. They were 19 in my book. You got a quality win against the Chargers team. You're at home, came down to a last-minute field goal. Nonetheless, you handle business. You got to go there. Good job, Titans. Good job. All right, now here's where we get to NFC South pick. Now it's just a matter of who I think is better. This is tough. I'm gonna say the Falcons. The Falcons were my number 20 team. You're 2-0. I'm gonna reward you for being 2-0. They weren't high. Desmond Ridder is legit. I think he's a solid quarterback. I'm gonna say Falcons here, and I'm gonna say right now we're getting to the 13. Jets, Browns lost. The Browns, I mean, it was a close game. The Jets got spanked, but there's no Aaron Rodgers. But they did beat the Bills without Aaron Rodgers. So the Bucs are 2-0. Say what you want to say about the Bucs, and they beat the Bears. So, I mean, whatever brownie points you want to give them for beating them, I'm gonna put the Bucs here. I'm gonna put the Bucs here because, you know what I'm saying, they're not like the Bears. The Bears aren't a good team, but they beat them. They're 2-0. Gotta give the Bucs, and they were number 16 in my book, so you gotta get rewarded for that. Okay, number 12. Now here's where things start to get a little interesting here. So out of the teams that left, the Jets lost, the Browns lost, the Jaguars lost, the Lions lost. Who do I think is a better team? The Jets, to me, have a better defense. The Jets have a better defense. And so I'm going to put the Jets at 12. Now you have no Aaron Rodgers. I don't expect, I mean, this ranking could go down. As a matter of fact, who do the Jets play next week? Who do the Jets play next week? They play the Patriots, so they may get a win. They may legitimately get a win against the Patriots because the Patriots aren't good. Like I think in the prediction video that me and Jay the Kid did, I had the Patriots win like 3 games this year. I don't expect the Patriots to win a lot of games this year. So you have a chance to rebound against that Cowboys loss with the Patriots on your schedule. Number 11, I'm gonna put the Browns there. I'm gonna put the Browns there because, I mean, you lost the game. You don't have no Nick Chubb going forward. I mean, Deshaun Watson is still a solid quarterback, but I'm gonna put the Browns here. All right, top 10. Top 10. What's left of the losers? Jaguars lost, and they were number 8 on my list. You lost to the Chiefs. You lost to the Chiefs. Not a bad loss. I actually predicted them to beat the Chiefs. The Bills rebounded against the Raiders, but I mean, it's the Raiders. The Commanders are 2-0. I'm gonna give the Commanders some love. Shout out to my man Noah. I don't know if Noah's in here, but he would love for me to give love to the Commanders. I am going to put the Commanders at number 10. No, you know what? I can't even do that. I can't even put the Commanders at number 10. I'm gonna put the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 10 because I mean they did play the Chiefs, but I had them ranked 8th on my list and you lost. And I actually predicted you to win that game, and you only scored 9 points on top of that. That was kind of the most disappointing thing because I don't think KC's defense is like all that. Even with Jones back, I still don't think they should have put up more than 10 points. Jags number 10. Next team. I had the Lions rated number 5 after that first game against the defending champions. And they let me down a little bit. They really did. Now what's left here? So we got a couple one-on-one teams. We have the Chiefs, we have the Bills, and we have Chiefs, Bills, and Lions. Now, out of this group, the Lions had the most disappointing week out of what's left because I thought they were going to win that game. The Bills rebounded, the Chiefs rebounded. But I still don't think Kansas City looks good, like really good yet. But I can't bump them down to number 9 if I had a number 7. So I'm gonna say it's really between the Bills. Between the Bills, Commanders, and Lions. I'm gonna put the Commanders here. I like what they're gonna do this year. I really do. Hold on, why do I have the New York Giants? Why do I still have them on this list? Hold up, the Giants. I thought I put the Giants in here already. The Giants should be somewhere higher in this list. Yeah, hold up. I'm sorry, I put the Cowboys here. That's my fault. The Giants should be in 26. Excuse me. I'm looking at this. I'm like, wait, the Cowboys should not be 26. I clicked the wrong button. How do I have what's up, man? No. That was my fault. I was just saying that. That was a misclick. The Cowboys are not 26. The Giants are 26. How do I have Seattle? What's up, Wavy? What's good, Wavy? That was a misclick. Cowboys are in my top 5. Okay, let me answer your Seattle question. Yes, you beat the Lions, but you didn't look good week 1. And I had after week 1, I had the Seahawks at 25. So in my book, the Seahawks got bumped up by 4 spots. In my book, that is a good win. That is a good win for Seattle. Let's not get it twisted. But you didn't win the first game, so that's why I dropped you to 25. You technically went up by four slots. Now remember, the way I'm doing rankings, I'm basing it off of what you did that week. I'm not basing it off of what you're projected to be. I'm basing it off of what did you do in week 2 for these rankings. That's why the Bengals are so low. The Bengals are 0-2. On paper, the Bengals are a top 10 team, but they have not looked like a top 10 team. So you will not get put as a top 10 team just based on what you look like on paper. You've got to go out there and perform and look good for me to give you what you really deserve. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So I can't just give you points off of what your roster looks like. Seattle, just to answer your question, Seattle coming in, I thought was a middle of the road team, like a top 17 team. So they lost the first game. They got a nice win against the Lions. I think the Lions are going to be a good team, but I need to see it. Like last week, the Lions laid an egg. You know what I'm saying? So what's up, Wavy? Yeah, Zay Flowers. Yeah, we getting ready to get to the Ravens in a minute. Zay Flowers has put that work in. Yes, he has. He has absolutely put that work in, Wavy. Wow. Matter of fact, I need you guys to list your top 10 NFL teams in the comments section below if you guys can. If you guys can do that for me, put your top 10 in the comments below, if you could. And welcome in, Sana. I appreciate you. Yeah, because that's, to me, that's what a power ranking is. We're basing it off of what did you do that week. Because if we were just ranking this off of what the roster looks on paper, then yeah, then this power rankings list would look a lot different. If we're just talking about what your potential could be. I'm talking about week 2, what did you look like? And like last week, I had the Giants as my worst team in the league because you got beat 40-0. Do I think the Giants are the worst team in the league? Hell no. But you got beat 40-0 week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys. You put up no points. You were at home, and you already knew you were playing the Cowboys months ago. So you had 3-4 months to prepare for a team, and you got beat 40-0. So the Giants last week were my worst team in the league because you got spanked 40-0 at home. But they're not the worst team in the league. So that's what we have to really analyze when we're doing these power rankings. Because honestly, we could literally have the same teams in the same vicinity every week, and we would do it off of paper. So yeah. All right, let's get back up. And that Cowboys was a mistake. The Cowboys are not 26. That was a misclick. All right, let's get back to it. Number 9. Yeah, week by week analysis. You feel me? Week by week analysis, Wavy. Absolutely. Week by week analysis. All right, let's get back to it. So we got the Jaguars lost to the Chiefs, and I had the Jaguars at number 8 last week. They lost to the Chiefs, so that bumped them down. So now we have, so for number 9, we have Commanders, Bills, and KC as options. KC was my number 17, so I'm not gonna bump Kansas City down, and they won. The Commanders were my number 13 team last week. I'm gonna put the Buffalo Bills here because the Commanders are 2-0. The Bills are, you know what? It's really, you know what? It's actually, I can't even say that because the Lions lost, and like I said, that was unexpected. The Bills handled business. I'm gonna say, and the Bills won in dominating fashion. I'm gonna say the Detroit Lions are gonna go at number 9, just off of how they looked last week, because I did not expect them to lose that game. I had no clue that they were going to lose that game last week against Seattle. It's hard to judge the Lions because week 1 you beat Kansas City, week 2 you lose at home. Tough to say. We'll have to see how the Lions do next week. And if I'm not mistaken, the Lions play. Who do the Lions play in week 3? In week 3, the Lions play the Falcons, the 2-0 Falcons team, by the way. So, and they play at home, so they have a chance to bounce back and go to 2-1. All right, number 8, we have Bills, Commanders, and even with the Bills losing last week, I had the Bills ahead of the Commanders. The Bills won, so it only makes sense. It only makes sense to put them here. This is a tough one because this is a real tough one here. I think the Commanders are a lot better team than you think. I think the Commanders are a lot better team than you think. I'm gonna put the Commanders here. I'm gonna put the Commanders here at number 8. I'm gonna put the Commanders at number 8. I'm gonna put the Commanders at number 8. I want to see them next week. I want to see the Commanders next week. The Commanders and ironically, the Commanders play the Buffalo Bills next week. So reality is I've got Commanders and Bills like right here. So we're gonna see, this is gonna change next week depending on who wins that game. But the Commanders play at home against the Buffalo Bills. That's gonna be a good game. That'll really determine who is the better team. It's gonna determine who's the better team. Buffalo, I'm gonna put you at 7, and Commanders at 8. All right. So now, Wavy, thank you for coming by too, man. Sejan, Wavy, and Sana, thank you for coming by. All right, number 6. the defending champions. You beat a Jaguars team that was in my top 10 last week. You scored 17 points, so we really haven't seen that Chiefs offense yet. Kelce just came back, so we'll give that more time to develop in terms of him getting fully healthy. But I'm gonna put the Chiefs right here. You know, it was a gritty game. You beat a top 10 team. I think the Chiefs have played 2 top 10 teams in the first week. I think the Lions are a top 10 team. The Jaguars are a top 10 team. You came out 1-1, and ironically, I would have had it reversed. I would have had you beat the Lions and then week 2 lose to the Jags, but it was the opposite. So KC is gonna go there. Thank you, Wavy. I appreciate you, man. All right. Don't forget to like the video too, by the way, y'all, if y'all in here. All right, now we're getting to the top 5. Here's where it gets fun. 49ers won, Dolphins won, Cowboys won, Eagles won, and the Ravens won. Now it's this determining who had the better week. I had the Ravens at number 6 last week. You beat the Bengals, but like I said, the Bengals in my book were the 24th team, so that's good enough to bump the Ravens up by a slot. The Eagles beat the Vikings on Thursday Night Football, and it got close at the end. I had Eagles at number 4 last week, so this is tough to say. I think just for the sake of it, I'm gonna put the Baltimore Ravens at number 6. I think this has the potential to go up. You beat a good Cincinnati team on the road. I'm gonna put the Baltimore Ravens at number 6. At number 6. I mean number 5, excuse me. But I do think this has potential to be much better. You know what I'm saying? No problem. I haven't watched much football outside of Ravens, so I can't comment. Well, it's all good. I appreciate you being here, man. That's really what matters to me. Thank you. Now I know if we were doing a basketball power rankings, you be in here. You know what I'm saying? I know. It's all good. Just the support from you means a lot, dog. It means a lot for you, man. I appreciate you a lot. All right. And honestly, I can make a case the Baltimore Ravens could be number 4 because Cincinnati on the road, a team that has had your number, that's not an easy win. I can't drop the Dolphins because the Dolphins did win the game. Tyreek Hill, they won the game without Tyreek Hill going crazy. So that's saying something. So I'm gonna put the Baltimore Ravens there. Number 4, I had last week I had the Eagles at number 4. And I'm gonna say they did win. The Cowboys destroyed the Jets. They put up 30 points on that defense. The Cowboys cannot go 4. They can't drop. I'm gonna say my top 4 remains the same. 49ers handle business on the road against the Los Angeles Rams. The Dolphins beat the Patriots on Monday Night Football. That probably was the least impressive win, is because the Patriots aren't that good. The Patriots aren't that good. Bill Belichick is almost about that time. The Eagles, even though the Vikings in my book, even though the Vikings on this list are number 22, that's still a quality team over there that you beat. I think the most impressive win of the week was, out of this group, was the 49ers, because the Rams at home are a hard team to beat. I'm gonna say number 4. We're gonna keep this top 4 the same. I don't think the needle moves at all. I think the Eagles almost let the Vikings come back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say that number 3 is the Cowboys, because Micah Parsons is a fucking beast. He's all that, man. He's really good. He's really good. Micah Parsons and that team is really good. Number 2, I had the Miami Dolphins. They won without Tua going crazy. That means a lot to me. They still won the game in 2. I mean, and Tyreek Hill didn't even have a breakout game like he did week 1 against the Chargers. This is debatable. I could move the Cowboys and Dolphins around, but because they both won, and on top of the fact that the Dolphins, both their games to start the season were on the road. You go to LA, beat the Chargers. You go to New England, across the country. That matters. You went across the country after playing on the West Coast, you went on the East Coast on Sunday Night Football, and you beat the Patriots. I can't put the Cowboys ahead of you because both your games are on the road, and you took care of business. And of course, the number one team in my book, same situation. The 49ers, both games are started on the road. You handle business. Number one team in the league, at least for my power rankings, is the San Francisco 49ers. That is my top 10 list of the week. Of course, every time you do power rankings, everybody's gonna have a different opinion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna have a different opinion about this. So let me know what you guys think. So here's my top 10. My top power rankings. 49ers, Dolphins, Cowboys, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, Bills, Commanders, Lions, Jaguars, Browns, Jets, Buccaneers, Falcons, Titans, Rams, Chargers, Packers, Saints, Raiders, Seahawks, Vikings, Patriots, Bengals. And honestly, this is debatable here too, but Steelers, Giants, Colts, Broncos, Cardinals, Panthers, Texans, and the Chicago Bears. That, you guys, is my top power ranking for week 3. I appreciate you guys coming through. Comment below about what you think. And I appreciate everybody that came through. Wavy, City Joan, even Sana. You know, Sana, I know you question whether I watch football. I do watch football, and I'm a big football fan. So I know what I'm talking about here. And Seattle at this current time does not deserve to be higher than, 20. They did have a nice win. They definitely did. But I'm not ready to put the Seattle Seahawks in that category yet. Not yet. Not yet. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys. This video will go up as a VOD, and you guys can also comment there as well if you didn't get a chance to catch it live. This is your boy Retro Recap. I will be back later on tonight with Pac-Man 99, and I will see you guys then. Peace.